Coming in at number 5 is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was a direct sequel to Assassin's Creed II, released a year after it, set in the same Renaissance era in Italy, but it felt considerably less fresh than the previous entry, hence not ranking quite as highly. However, the way Brotherhood picked up the baton and sprinted with it still makes it one of the best Assassin's Creed games in the series. The name Brotherhood reveals this game's main selling point: the ability to recruit other assassins and send them on missions to further the assassin's cause, or summon them into battle to fight alongside you. Who said assassination had to be lonely? Notably, Brotherhood also introduced the first online multiplayer mode for the series, seeing players sprint and parkour their way across rooftops to try and take each other out. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was a first glimpse at the tempo at which Ubisoft could produce great games, but revisiting the same world so soon after seeing it the first time only made sense if you were an Ezio fan through and through. Set in 16th century Italy, mainly Rome, Brotherhood earned critical acclaim. Reviewers praised the setting, gameplay, and multiplayer mode, although some found the story inferior to its predecessor. The PS3 version is the first one to achieve a 90 on Metacritic, although its weighted average is 89 when counting the Xbox 360 and PC versions. Coming in at number 4 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Black Flag represented a substantial shift in the series' gameplay, set in the 18th century Caribbean during the golden age of piracy. The game features a great deal of ship-based action, with particular emphasis on strategy and exploration. Black Flag follows Welsh pirate Edward Kenway, voiced by Matt Ryan, who stumbles upon the Assassin/Templar conflict. Critically acclaimed upon release, Black Flag was considered an interesting and successful change-up to the traditional formula. Criticism remained for the repetitiveness of the missions as well as the modern-day storyline, which was considered intrusive. Black Flag's open world received a good deal of praise, particularly for its large scope. With an 85 Metacritic score, it received high notes in all its iterations, with its PS3 version as the highest rated. Coming in at number 3 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The latest entry into the Assassin's Creed franchise was released in November 2020 and took players to the Viking invasion of Britain in 873 AD. Although this was a true historical event, the story that Ubisoft tells in Valhalla is predominantly fictional. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like many of the series' entries, doesn't try to fix what isn't broken and instead finds ways to improve upon the winning formula that Ubisoft created with 2007's Assassin's Creed and fine-tuned with the next release Assassin's Creed II. In a nutshell, this makes Valhalla yet another Assassin's Creed game that provides a solid and enjoyable experience but struggles to reach the heights of its respective year's best releases. The game is certainly not without its upsides though, as Valhalla's interpretation of England provides one of the best open worlds in the entire series. Furthermore, the game doesn't disappoint with its brutal Viking combat, which brings the sword fighting close to the realms of the hack and slash genre. In terms of its critical reception, Assassin's Creed Valhalla's metascores ranged from 80 on PlayStation 4 to 84 on Xbox Series X. Furthermore, the game was nominated for the Best Action/Adventure and Innovation in Accessibility Awards at the Game Awards 2020, though it lost out to The Last of Us Part 2 in both categories. Coming in at number 2 is Assassin's Creed II. The previous gleaming jewel in the Brotherhood's hooded crown has been finally surpassed. But why has the 2009 classic remained the pinnacle of the franchise until now? It's simple. Everything. Assassin's Creed II took the mechanics of its drab predecessor and breathed life into it. From the moment of Ezio's birth, yes, you do have to use face pad buttons to control his little chubby arms and legs. This is a game that delivers heart, soul, and a world so gloriously expansive you feel like a kid in a murderous sweet shop. Florence, Rome, Venice, the glorious Italian Renaissance becomes your playground, and with its gradually unfolding narrative, Assassin's Creed II keeps handing over fresh toys. One hidden blade, two hidden blades, undiscovered tunes hiding deep below Italian cities, that Jesper Kid soundtrack, everything keeps delivering long after you've finished the main story. The endless charm of Ezio, the seas of extra missions that enrich the world and even the relentless pursuit of a perfect Monteriggioni combine to make Assassin's Creed II everything that the franchise promises to be. Plus, the modern-day elements are where you're truly introduced to the 21st century assassin order. Danny Wallace's grumpy Sean Hastings comes into play, and an intriguing series of events in the present day gets the ball rolling for every AC game since. In short, it was pretty perfect. Coming in at number 1 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey takes players back to way back before the Order was even a thing, and tells a story through the medium of two new protagonists, Cassandra and Alexios. You actually get to choose who you play as right at the start, and then the rest of the game plays out according to your choices. And boy, will you have a lot of choices to make? This game is huge. But not huge in a way that you end up feeling like there's too much, or too little, to get involved with. This is a world that is filled with side quests and distractions galore, with each one being deal with the same quality and finesse. Not a boring fetch quest in sight. Just hours of glorious cutscenes, incredibly memorable characters, and a whole lot of romance. The combats had a load of tweaking too, ironing out some of Origin's quirks in favor of an expansive abilities tree and upgradable/moddable armor and weapons that might just give Destiny 2 Forsaken a run for its money. This is the most customizable Creed ever, and you won't begrudge any of the time you spend tweaking your gear and menus, because it'll immediately pay off in the combat. No one's made an open-world RPG with this much depth and brilliance since The Witcher 3. This really is the ultimate Creed.